be the mother Olly deserved, determined to break the habits of the past and forge a new future. Smiling at her mental pep talk, she made up the last box and rummaged through the final cupboard. So far, she'd filled a meager 6 boxes. 4 contained Olly's toys and clothes. 2 contained her stuff. Her limited wardrobe was in one, her precious cookbooks in the other. Nothing grounded her better than flipping through those books, mentally rehearsing the procedure for concocting a difficult souffle or a tricky tatin, for getting the crispy skin on pork belly just right, for calculating the correct time to slow braise lamb wrapped in smoked eggplant, for imagining a personal twist on elderflower sorbet, rhubarb semifredo, and caramel infused with mandarin curd. The pages of those books fired her imagination and soothed her soul. While her soul could always do with some soothing, she didn't have the time to wallow, and she emptied the last cupboard. The contents were sparse. An old plastic bowl and plate set Olly had used as a toddler, a ball of string, a glue stick, and a shoebox covered in sparkly blue glitter. Her heart fluttered as she eased the lid off the box, knowing the contents would make her teary. Memories, poignant and softened by time, floated all around her like dust motes, impossible to grasp and hold on to, but they're all the same. As she shifted through the newspaper clippings featuring Olly's father, Dyson Patrice, a lump swelled in her throat. She'd been young and naive, falling for him. Even if he hadn't died in tragic circumstances, she doubted they'd be together today. He hadn't been a long-term kind of guy. While she occasionally lamented the demise of their relationship, she'd never regret it. Thanks to the bold, brash celebrity chef who'd died too young, she had Olly. Tears blinded her as she shoved the clippings back into the box. As she did, a few photos wedged into the side of the box tumbled free, and she glanced at them. There hadn't been many happy times in her childhood. Her mom had died from a heart attack when she was 4, and her dad had taken it out on her and Jake. He hadn't bothered with photos, but Aunt Scylla had, and the few Rose owned had been taken during occasional visits to Redemption. Uncle Vernon had been as mean as her dad, but Aunt Scylla had been lovely. Still was, as far as Rose could tell from Scylla's visit to the recovery center with Olly. Scylla had hovered in the doorway, giving Olly time to run into her room and squeeze her tight, her steady gaze fixed on Rose, filled with understanding. There'd been the sheen of tears, too, mirrored in Rose's eyes. And when Olly had eventually disengaged, Scylla had breezed into her room and enveloped her in a bear hug, just like she used to when Rose had visited her as a kid. Rose had clung to Scylla, battling tears, letting her aunt's warmth infuse her, releasing her when Olly tugged on the hem of her top to draw her attention to the present they'd brought, a care package filled with her aunt's fabulous baking. Brownies, oatmeal cookies, lemon cake, all Rose's favorites, and she'd fought the urge to blubber anew. They'd chatted, small talk mostly, but for the 60 minutes Scylla had visited, Rose felt more relaxed than she had in ages. When her aunt had invited her to come and stay when she left the center, Rose found herself agreeing. Her son obviously adored Scylla too, the way he continually grinned at her or deferred to her, and providing Olly with a stable family life was the main reason Rose was moving to Redemption. There were 6 photos in total, of her and Jake playing in Scylla's garden. Those times at her aunt's had been the only bright spot in her miserable childhood, and she knew Scylla's attentiveness, home cooking, and mothering would be the perfect way to ease back into her life after being cloistered away for 4 months. Buoyed by the thought of getting to know her aunt again, Rose slipped the photos back inside the shoebox, covered it, and placed the keepsakes into the last packing box before sealing it. She was about to close the cupboard when she spied a brown paper bag tucked into the farthest corner. Dread made her hand shake as she reached for it. Her secret stash. Her go-to bottle in case of emergencies. Rose had never craved alcohol, but for the last 6 months before she'd checked into the recovery center, she'd found herself increasingly relying